so rack 'em up. Ooh, mama, it's cocktail hour, so pour it up. Pour it up.
What's up, guys? It's your girl, Zeta Lisa. Welcome to Mama's Cocktail Hour. Come on in today because we still early in the game. I got water, but tonight it should be... I'm going to be doing some more videos, so be on the lookout for some more content tonight. But today, we are going to be talking Eric Adams. And the reason why is like, okay, Eric Adams, he's the New York City mayor. He's been indicted on federal charges. But my interest is really in the Diddy connection. And so, of course, you know, all my girls is like, yo, why do you always got to make everything about Diddy? Because, guys, sometimes when it makes sense, it makes sense. Now, it's not a coincidence that Diddy was indicted for federal charges on September 16th. And here we are approaching October, and Eric Adams, the one who gave Diddy the key to the city, is now being indicted on federal charges. The same prosecutor that's prosecuting Diddy. Like, it's not a coincidence, guys. I'm not bugging. But you know what? For all my people who do not think that there is a Diddy connection, I'm going to lay it out for you. So let's take it back to hip hop real quick with my man Cameron and Mace and see what they have to say about Diddy and the Eric Adams connection.
Man,
Hey, shit was good with you, man.
chilling, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Nice glasses, man.
Yeah, these are lover boys, but not the love they talking about out there.
Wow.
You seen they indicted the mayor?
Yeah, it's getting
New York?
crazy, man.
You know what's crazy? Is this word everything I love. Last month, they called me and see if I wanted the key to the city. I said, I don't want to be involved with nothing. I said, they offered me that shit. They said, Karen, you want the key to the city? I said, that ain't really up my alley right now. I'm cool with the key to the New York City, man.
He said you want the key to the-
Yo, word to blood. That's word to everything I love. Yo, Cam, you interested in the key to the city? I said, what does that get you?
Who,
though?
the mayor said that?
Mayor's office. I'm like,
yeah.
what does that get you? I don't want nothing to do with keys to the city, the niggas giving them out, the niggas who had previously had them. I don't got nothing to do with the key to the city.
All right, so I had to show you that clip because Mace and Cam, shout out to them. I got mad love for their show. I love it, is what it is. I'm a big Knicks fan. We'll get into that later. But getting back to the Diddy connection, right? Basically, Cam is saying that just a couple of weeks ago, Eric Adams' office offered him to the key to the city. Now, thank God Cam is smart and he said, nah, bro, I don't want that smoke. He's not trying to be affiliated with anything Diddy, okay? And so it got me thinking really about the connection of Diddy and Eric Adams and how coincidentally Diddy got indicted on September 16th. And now all of a sudden, Eric Adams is being indicted for bribery and a whole bunch of other things that we're going to get into shortly. So if you still don't believe me, if you're like Zeta, the hip hop connection, even though Cam and Mace are talking about it subliminally, let me break down how far did Diddy's ties really go? He wasn't just prominent in the hip hop community, but he was also taking it a next level to higher ups like Donald Trump, Eric Adams.
Top-selling musical artists of all time. I think we all know that. But his influence stretched far beyond just music. And now the spotlight is on who he threw his political support behind. Now, we know that Combs was arrested last week in New York City. He was flown there in advance, apparently planning to turn himself in, but authorities arrested him at his Manhattan hotel. And after he was indicted on charges of racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution, there was a bond hearing that was held, two in fact, and both judges decided that Combs was a danger if he was allowed on bail, especially after allegations of witness tampering and bribery were made by the prosecution. So for now, Combs is in the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn.
Okay, guys, I want no beef in the comments, okay? That is clear as day. Diddy's influence did not just go into hip hop. his influence went far beyond hip hop. He was in rooms with people like the Obamas, like Donald Trump, like Ronald Burkle. He has been all over. And I think I'm messing his name up. I think it's Ron Burkle or whatever it is. You guys know, the alleged sugar daddy of Diddy, who helped him get Revolt, right? This man has connections. And how ironic is it that once he's in jail, these federal indictments start coming down? So your man, Mayor Adams, it looks like he was preparing for this to come. I wonder why, right? He probably knew that Diddy was in that jail cell in MDC, Brooklyn, snitching on everybody. Because if he go down, like Nino Brown said, he's taking everybody down with him. So let's see what Mayor Adams has to say in this next
It is now
clip.
my belief that the federal government intends to charge me with crimes. If so, these charges will be entirely false, based on lies. But they would not be surprising. I always knew that if I stood my ground for all of you, that I would be a target. And a target I became. For months, leaks and rumors have been aimed at me in an attempt to undermine my credibility and paint me as guilty. Just this past week, they searched the home of our new police commissioner, looking for documents from 20 years ago, just 1 week after he joined my administration. Enough. I will fight these injustices with every ounce of my strength and my spirit. If I'm charged, I know I am innocent. I will request an immediate trials so the New Yorkers can hear the truth. New Yorkers know my story. They know where I come from. I have been fighting injustice my entire life. That fight has continued as your mayor.
Happened, or he did this press conference prior to him getting indicted. So he knew since Diddy was in jail, they was coming down the pipe, right? So we're going to get into a little bit more in another video about specifically what the charges were. But I have some quick info that I actually got from NBC News, and let's read it. So it looks like Adams surrendered to federal authorities a day after he was hit with a 57-page federal indictment, accusing him of taking $100,000 worth of free plane tickets and luxury hotel stays from wealthy Turkish nationals and at least one government official in a nearly decade-long corruption scheme. So this brother was going to Turkey and was meeting with Turkey nationals in exchange for favors in New York. And one of those favors was actually some of the Turkish nationals were building a building, and they needed all of these permits to be finalized so that when the Turkish king came through, they can stay in this new building. But it looks like it wasn't ready. So I believe Mayor Adams' role was basically getting the whoever's the one that's doing the certifications for the building, whether it's FDNY, getting it up to code fast enough or making things go away so that this can happen. So they got your boy. He's going to be up in jail for bribery, taking bribes. But what I'm interested in is the combination in Turkish, with him going to Turkey. Because I don't know if you know, but there's a whole fad of Turkish baths and how that correlates with Diddy. Because, and we'll get into that in another video. So stay tuned. We're going to go into the whole, what he possibly could be going to Turkey for. He was spending lavish amounts of money on business class tickets to Turkey, then getting to Turkey and staying in 5-star hotels that is basically breaking the banks for $100K. He had connections. He was definitely doing something strange for some change, right? Okay, so let's jump into what Mayor Adams said at the end of his speech, right? Putting all jokes aside, right? Let's get back to the facts. He said that New Yorkers know what he has done for New Yorkers. So I thought that was interesting. Me being a New Yorker, born and raised in Hell's Kitchen, New York, so as someone who still visits New York very frequently, I thought, let me show you guys what he's been doing for New York since he's been in office.
They got the cushions from the couches. They made a little bed under here when it rains. It's been really bad.
So there are over 100,000 homeless people living in New York City, and as the cost to live here continues to rise, sadly that number is expected only to grow. Yet the city's only plan to help the homeless is to tell them to leave, or to arrest them.
Tents were torn down on Monday and loaded into waiting garbage trucks, all part of the mayor's plan to crack down on street homelessness.
It's rough, it's tough. You're not trying to hold, maintain job and pay rent and things of that nature, but it happens to the best of us, unfortunately.
The Adams administration says more than 1,000 formerly homeless people have been given services and placed in housing in the last year.
There's a lot of them, man. We need help for them,
Well, the situation is getting bad and bad because there's a lot of homeless people, sleeping on the sidewalk.
We cannot stop people from living on the streets, but we cannot tolerate these makeshift, unsafe houses.
Yeah, I came here in January. I'm 60 years old. I worked 35 years. I'm a college graduate. I have no record, and I sleep on the sidewalk.
They're on the side. They're always asking. They come in here sometimes.
The Department of Sanitation came in and cleared the area on Monday night, but she told us homeless were already making their way back.
This is not a new phenomenon. We put in place our subway safety plan. We sent out outreach workers. I spent a lot of time in the system walking through.
But one homeless individual says going to a shelter is like a prison sentence for him.
It's a nightmare.
As a former New Yorker and someone who visits New York frequently, I can tell you that Mayor Adams hasn't done enough for New York City. And so now that he's being federally indicted, as a former New Yorker, I want to let you know, we want to see this through. We don't care about you working in the NYPD. We do not care about what you allegedly did for New York, because as you can see, it's not much. Homelessness is at an all-time high. You go to New York and there's homeless people all over. The shelters are not safe. There's not enough social programs to help people out. So no, you giving the key to the city to people like Diddy and people like Fat Joe. No disrespect to Fat Joe, but he's not someone that's really prominent in the New York City community helping New Yorkers out. So, Mayor Adams, I got one thing to say to you. We gonna wait and see. We are going to wait and see, but that's it, guys. I wanted to give you that quick video. You know your girl had to tell you about the Diddy connection. Don't forget to like and subscribe. There's going to be new videos coming for everybody in the comments. Thank you so much for commenting. Thank you for the love. Continue, share the video if you think it means something to you. I appreciate you. I love y'all. And I'll see you on the next video.
Ooh, mama, it's cocktail hour, so rack 'em up. Ooh, mama, it's cocktail hour, so pour it up.